Well, you wouldn't think the removal of some trees behind a public housing apartment complex would be all that big of a deal, but in Troy, it is a huge issue for neighbors who say they now have no buffer between the building and their backyards. And as is often the case in the city of Troy, it might all come down to politics. Jennifer Lewke has the story.
David Solomon has lived along Woodrow Court for nearly a decade. His property butts up to the Conway Court apartments, but there's always been some tall trees to act as a buffer. That is until a few weeks ago when the Troy Housing Authority surprisingly ripped them out.
They're getting the direct sun now. It's got to be really warm in there. And we've lost any kind of privacy we had, any kind of shade that we had.
David and his neighbors have tried to get some answers about why the trees had to come down, but they haven't gotten very far, and the frustration level is growing.
She was standing out back here and she was watching some lady do her dishes.
The Troy Housing Authority says this whole situation is quite simple. They own the land where the trees were, and they didn't want them anymore. And now that they're gone, the plan is to extend this fence to separate the property. The Housing Authority told me there was also an issue with people parking in their parking lots and then walking through the fences to your home.
I don't know where it is. I've only seen one neighbor do that in the years that I've been here.
But that one neighbor is former City Council President Clem Capana, who, as folks in Troy know, has had issues of his own with the Housing Authority over the past year. Capana's father was asked to leave his apartment here after it was revealed he did not meet income eligibility requirements. Some wonder if these downed trees are part of a personal tiff between the authority and the former council president.
Everything that's gone on in Troy in the last couple of years, nothing would surprise me at this point.
But in the end, it's David and his other neighbors who've now got to deal with the exposure and annoyance.
It's just a matter of being a good neighbor, and it would have been nice to have been told about this and asked and consulted.
At this point, the trees are gone. What do you want?
I'd like them to plant some new trees back here.
That's unlikely, but whether it's trees or a new fence, it's Troy taxpayers who now have to foot the bill. In Troy, Jennifer Lewke, CBS 6 News.